Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Jelly, and welcome to my channel. Today's video is actually going to be an updated version of one of my older videos, mixed in with a little bit of a new base action. So I'm not going to bore you guys too much with any intro here. I'm just going to jump straight into it, and I will be with you guys in just a second. Okay, so the reason for me making this video all over again is due to the fact that they have changed so much when it comes to purchasing power in Last War. Now, for example, they've gotten rid of just about every pack that's considered a daily pack or a must-buy pack, anything that had what they called predatory language, due to obviously extenuating circumstances that had nothing to do with the game. However, with that being said, there are some things that were adjusted and some things that were changed, and we're going to kind of go over that here today. Now, with that being said, let's just kind of jump straight into the honorable mentions. And the honorable mention, the first one that I'm going to have here is going to be Shirley. Now, I was very torn on what to do with this Shirley purchase here because I think yes, she is great, but the problem is with Shirley is it's great to have a bigger march size, and I think this is per hero, so I do believe that it's plus 50. I've never actually used her. But the thing with Shirley in particular is you have to spend all this money to get your march size up. And then on top of that, does it really make a difference because 99% of people that are watching this video are going to be considered what is a low to medium spender or a free to play player. And Shirley is just not like ideal, at least in my opinion, because of the fact that the only difference that march size is going to make is if you're going to be a strong player. Now, granted, if you're matched up against somebody that's relatively your size and you have a bigger march size, odds are that the match will slide in your favor. But overall, I don't know if this is that much of a difference maker, at least in my opinion, to put her into the top 10. She is right on the outside, in my opinion. Honorable mention number two is actually going to go ahead and be this weekly pass here. Now, I think the weekly pass has its perks and everything like that. However, in the very beginning of the game, it's just resources and hero XP. Now, again, it is very hard to get those resources early game, but considering I can only get 3 per day, I just am not getting enough resources to make anything matter out of it. So the fact of the matter is, to me at least, the weekly pass is not going to be that big of a difference maker. Like, it is a huge win, but it's not going to be that big of a difference maker in terms of how much is it going to impact me for $20. Tons of resources, and the only reason it's still here is because of how hard it is to buy resources nowadays. And that's pretty much all I have to say. And by the way, these tips are mostly for beginners or people that are just starting the game, and that's why I'm on my new account here. Now, jumping into our last honorable mention, it's actually going to be the $5 or $10 passes or like the $10 packs that you can buy in VS. I'm going to jump over to my main account to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. As you can see over here in my mall tab, and I have VS, this is what's considered the VS purchase. Now, this one is the best value, in my opinion, when it comes to VS purchases, but because I really don't care for much of the other ones, I am unfortunately going to bundle all these together, and this is going to drop down. The Hero Shard / exclusive weapon shard choice pack is great for $5, considering that they got rid of the daily must buy, which was 10 shards or 10 exclusive weapon shards for $5. Now, this is the only way that you can get that unless you're looking at the specialty stores. But again, this is like, it's good. I wouldn't put it above any of the next 10 purchases, in my opinion. Okay, coming in right into our number 10 slot, it is going to be what has been murdered the most when it comes to what the changes of purchasing and the changes of everything. And that's going to be literally any sort of decoration purchase. Now, decoration was, you could get that through the weekly deal and through this pack and through this pack and through this pack, and they've completely obliterated it. Like, you cannot buy decoration anymore unless you're buying the actual deco. As you can see here on your screen, there is an actual deco for purchase, but the thing is like even this one, it's not great, but I have to like bundle this in because it is considered a decoration purpose or purchase. All decorations are incredibly hard to get your hands on, and it is incredibly hard to level them. So any opportunity you can to get decoration, I would jump on it, especially considering how much decoration increases disparity in most of the time in this game. Decoration is obviously a huge deal, and since they just got rid of everything, like, yeah, I've already said that like 3 or 4 times, but I'm just trying to reiterate the fact that it's incredibly hard to get decoration now. So if you have any opportunity to purchase it, go ahead and do that, regardless of what it is. Although I do think you can pass on the skyscraper unless you really want it. I bought it because it's nice to have that speed up. But like anything that increases your hero power, hero attack, all that basic stuff, I would buy. Coming into the number 9 slot, I actually am going to have to jump between a few different accounts here because this is going to be any of those $5 daily packs that you can buy in like any of the stores. I don't know if this one actually, yeah, so Glittering Market here, you can buy this $5 daily pack here for 80 coins. As you can see here, the 4,900%. It is a great purchase where everything else is 3,100%. And that 80 glitter coins will go a long way. It will allow you to get shards. It will allow you to get, 200 dielectric ceramics, or, if you save up for another day, a luxury choice chest. I've already kind of gone over my Glittering Market video, what I think is the best purchase. However, things have changed here in this store because of all the other stores being shuffled. It does change how valuable stuff is. But yeah, we'll go over that in a little bit. But yes, the daily purchases in the Glittering Market, and then over here we have the Bullseye loot. Now this is actually my first look at the new Bullseye loot after they did this huge change over here. Essentially, what they changed here is the ability to get Bullseye loot. You have to get 20 every single day in order to get a UR or an MR gear blueprint, which is fantastic. If you've been saving, it's great. The $5 daily pack here, perfect buy. And then the only other one I would recommend is going to be Bounty Hunter. I'm going to jump over there and show you really quick. And then finally, as you can see here, this is the last specialty buy. This is the Bounty Hunter, where you can get all these bullets, but the $5 purchase is 5120%, whereas everything else is 3200%. Again, these $5 packs that you can buy from these like weekly stores, Glittering Market, Bounty Hunter, and the Ammo Bonanza, those three stores in particular, those $5 packs are going to be perfect, and they're going to be some of the best value that you're going to get. And that's also another thing I say when it comes to this video, kind of leaning more towards value, right? And not the 10 best purchases, but the 10 best value purchases. And I think that's very, very important to distinguish here because, well, yeah, I can buy 75 shards for $100, and that's really, really good, and it's really, really strong. I just think the value is just not there. Ultimately, that's kind of what this video is about. It's about value and being best. Okay, coming in here at number 8, we are going to have, out of the weekly deal, I think this is one of the only two things that I have in this weekly deal. It is going to be drone parts. Now, drone parts are so hard to get anymore because they have completely obliterated the amount that you can buy. This used to be 6, now it's only 1. You used to be able to buy them out of this store and this store, but now you can't even do that. Like, they have completely gotten rid of the ability to buy drone parts. So it is very, very important, especially with how hard it is to get your drone all the way leveled up, to be stockpiling on drone parts and buying them whenever you can. Why that this $50 pack is going to be the second most expensive pack that I have here. Well, technically third once we go up, but this is the third most expensive pack that I have on my list here. And that's just, again, due to the fact the value there. The drone parts, the drone XP, the battle data, you can get that, in bucket loads. But the drone parts in particular is going to be a huge buff. And that's going to be the every store here in general. Like, if you have the opportunity to buy drone parts moving forward, it is probably a good idea to lean drone parts instead of drone component chests now, because it is so hard to level your drone. And the reason I said it's better to go with one over the other is because out of those choice chests that I was just showing you in the luxury choice, you can either get like, I don't know, I think it's like 40 drone parts or one level 3 drone component chest. I would actually lean towards the drone parts now. Coming in here at number 7, actually, we're going to be staying in the same store. This is going to be technically tied with the most expensive purchase, although it is second in my opinion, and that's going to be Valor badges here. Now, Valor badges are incredible way to get Valor, especially early on in the game, and also all the speed up. And it's one of the only ways you can get resources now. So I actually think that, whereas I used to say don't buy Valor unless you need it early game, I actually think that this is pretty good value compared to some of the other packs that used to, although they did, I think this used to be, maybe I'm tripping, but I thought that used to be 40. Regardless, doesn't make that much of a difference. I still think that the Valor resources speed up, like, this is really, really good value for $100. Even the game likes to say it with 3,820%, but that's actually not going to be it, because I'm going to jump over here to my other server and show you guys the other pack that I'm going to be combining with this. Okay, well, I guess we're going to have to scrap that because none of my other servers can I buy the train pack, but I was going to go ahead and show you guys buying a train. Now, buying a train is essentially what this Valor pack is. It's literally everything here but half, except for Valor. Valor still stays at 1,000, but everything else here is just halved, and then you get a train instead. I think they're both great purchases. Now, obviously, one is more meant for your alliance and one is more meant for yourself. If you're going to be buying it, might as well buy the train as much as possible, just due to the fact that you can only buy one Valor pack a week now. So the only way for you to get Valor is going to be buying the train otherwise, considering they have to get rid of the daily deal as well. And they also, I think this used to be 5 purchases. Now you can only buy it one time. So again, I think the train pack is great value. I wish I could show you guys, but unfortunately, every single server that I'm in, the train has already been purchased. And so, yeah, can't wait to show you guys that. Now coming in here at level 6, or well, level 6, but number 6, it's actually kind of a spoiler for what I was going to talk about here. And that's going to be that I think that any of these level, like, limited time packs are actually pretty good value. I only have 11 minutes left on this one, but I'm not buying it. I think that all these time limited level packs are pretty good value, especially that 16 through like 23 range. I think those are the best purchases. Now here at 13, this is actually not bad for $10. Again, just due to the fact that it is so hard to get resources because they've eliminated everything. So unless you're going to sit there and grind for hours a day, which you can't even really do that anymore because they got rid of stamina, the endless cycle here is just, it's atrocious. But again, that the level packs are going to be your best way to get resources early on through purchasing things like that. Coming here at number 5, we actually are going to have any $20 battle pass. And I think that the reason I'm grouping all of them together is because it really just depends on your playstyle, right? So if you're going to run tanks, but you don't really care about anybody else, buying the $20 tank battle passes is important to you. If you're going to run air, same thing. You would buy just the air. Maybe you want to buy all of them like I typically do. Whatever you decide to do, any of the $20 battle passes that this game has to offer are typically pretty good value, including like the star level one. I think that's available on one of my other servers. I'm going to jump over there really quickly and show that to you. So yeah, as you can see here, I don't have the star level one, but I do have the drone training pass. I think again for $20, I think it's 25 if you buy both of them. It's pretty good value in my opinion. Any of these passes that are like this is going to be the best bang for your buck. And again, the game even knows it because when you buy it, it says 8,000% bonus or 10,300%. All of these are fantastic value, and if you're going to buy them, I would not tell you don't. I think that you can't really go wrong with it. I don't really have much more to explain when it comes to that in particular, like the $20 battle passes. I think they kind of just speak for themselves. I don't have to explain the value behind them. It's unlimited shards. By unlimited, I mean it's a lot more shards for $20. I think it's like 100 and I don't know, 65 shards or something close to that for $20. It's great value. If you were to buy like 4 of the $5 packs, that's going to be 40 shards. So it's almost quadruple what you would get, plus you're getting XP, plus you're getting resources and everything across the board. And same thing with the drone chips. Drone chips are incredibly hard to find in most stores. Like sure, you can find them at Glittering Market and you can find them in Black Market, for example. But when it comes to actually purchasing things, it's hard to find them overall. And again, good purchase for $20. Now, coming in here at number 4, this one might turn some heads because I think it's important, but I don't think it's as important as it needs to be. And the only reason I have this high is because people have told me to keep it this high. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. I'm going to say builders 2, 3, and 4 in no particular order. Obviously, 2 is the best value because it's only $2, and 3 is 10, and then 4 is 20. Now, I think it's okay to have all the builders. I bought the second one because it's only $2. I don't think that this is a necessity per se. I just think that it's good value, especially, the reason for me having them this high when I can look past my personal bias is just due to the fact that I would like to have multiple things running all at the same time. So for example, I have my HQ here going, and then I also have my tank center going. Now, if I had a third and fourth builder and I had the resources, I would go ahead and probably do my aircraft center and my missile center. But that's exactly there. I don't know if you caught that keyword, but resources. With resources being so hard to get a handle on now, having more builders doesn't necessarily mean more success, in my opinion, because it is just, you can't continue and you can't maintain building for things, especially as you get into the higher levels where it becomes, expensive. I think it's great for particular, like specific instances. For example, when a season starts and you get those season buildings, or early game, it's great because everything's really cheap to do. Or, during the week during VS, I think it's great to be able to have, 4 farms going so you can get VS points. I think it definitely has its uses. But when it comes down to it at the core, I personally just don't know if I would buy anything more than the second or third builder. I don't like the fourth builder for $20. A lot of people do. This is probably going to be the one that gets the most comments in this, down below. I'm curious to know what you guys think, if I'm right or wrong, too. Before we crack the top three, I just want to say thank you all so much for watching. I'm sorry that this is not great quality. I do plan on buying a new face cam eventually. And by eventually, I mean probably here within a couple of months. I just want to say thank you all so much for watching and subscribing. Make sure that you're leaving a like on the video if you found any of these helpful, especially with all the recent changes. And make sure that you're just, again, subscribing to the channel. I'm not going to hold you guys up for too long. And enjoy the rest of the video. So coming in at number three, I'm actually going to go ahead and have the second tech center here. I think the second tech center is a phenomenal purchase. Tech often gets very underappreciated in this game. I've noticed it even in my videos. Like some of my heaviest viewed videos are, pretty much all hero related and gear related. And then for some reason, yeah, tech gets a lot of views, but not nearly as much as it should. It's so underappreciated in this game. Tech is going to be a game changer, and being able to have multiple techs running at the same time is, again, a game changer. The fact here, you can see on my new server here, I'm running one hero, and I can't run any more of these without running, upgrading the previous one. A couple of these I could, but I'm currently running one hero and running one units, and then maybe I'll run one hero and one development. Or let's say you run out of Valor, for example, but you can run one more Valor, tech when that time comes. You can run one Valor tech and then you can run one hero tech. And tech is just, it's such a huge buff when you're close to somebody in your fighting range or your power range or your HQ range, but your tech is just so much better than theirs. You're going to win that fight 9 times out of 10, I'd say. Tech is so underappreciated, and being able to have multiple techs running is great. However, the one drawback and why this isn't number one for me is a kind of what I talked about the builders. It comes down to resources, especially gold. Gold is incredibly hard to find in this game. It's so hard to get your hands on a lot of it at the same time. So ultimately, what I would say is this would be number one if it wasn't held back strictly due to the resource shortage. Yes, please stop sleeping on your tech, guys. So the best city in the game is the tech buff city. I don't care what anybody says. Okay, coming in here at number two, we're actually going to jump over to my other server because I have not done it yet. And we're going to jump over here to, let's say, this server. We're going to jump right over here into the initial buy, and you're going to see this Kimberly pack for 99 cents. I almost debated not putting this pack in at all because it's $1. I did end up saying to myself, sure, I'll do that just because it is technically a purchase. Now, buying a hero for $1 is fantastic value, but it's more than just that. You also are getting the ability to get a profile picture. Now, granted, you will get a profile picture at like level 14 or something like that now that they changed it. Being able to buy a hero for 99 cents or $1 in this case is absolutely awesome. I love not having to spend a lot of money on a hero, and especially on a hero like Kimberly, where she's going to completely change your game early on. Now, as the game kind of progresses and tanks become a little bit more, a little bit less useful, and her, ability is solely reliant on tanks, and her ability, like everything about her is great until it's not. But again, for the first like season, season one, season zero, I'd say even up until season two, Kimberly is going to be one of the best purchases that you can make in the game. Obviously, I have her number two here. And yeah, for $1, don't miss out on it. Coming in here at number one, I think this is no surprise because I've talked about her more than anybody else in this game. I've talked about this purchase more than any other purchase I've ever made in this game, and that is going to be Taylor. Now, Taylor is a fantastic purchase. This is the most expensive purchase I have because I recommend getting her to at least 4 stars. Now, the reason I say 4 stars at least is because you're going to go ahead and get the deluxe adventurer chest version of her unlocked. And for those of you that don't know, when you go ahead and you do your radar tasks down here and you click on these radar tasks and you complete them, as you can see, Taylor's up here. You complete these. Every time you complete one of them, you're going to get her adventurer chest. Now, her adventurer chests come with a plethora of things. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick look at what some of these things that you can get out of her chests are. Take a quick look at her purple chest, just in case you don't want to spend the $150 it costs to get her up to the deluxe adventurer chest. But every time you do a radar task, you will get up to 20, or I think it's, I don't remember what it is. Let me take a quick look here. So you're going to be able to go ahead and get 5 chests if you just unlock her for $5. You're going to be able to get 10 if you get the first star. You're going to be able to get 15 if you get the third star. 20 for the third. 20 for the third star. 25 for the fourth, and then 30 for the fifth. Now, as you can see here, this is going to go ahead and be her purple chest. Every time you get one of these chests, you have the opportunity to get one of these things out of her chest. Stamina speed ups or resource chests, the shard and the deco. all of which are great. And this is out of the purple chest. We're going to go ahead and take a quick look at her orange one, and that's going to be this. Now, her orange one is so much better, in my opinion. Having the difference between the purple and the orange chest is a huge difference. Also, the ability to get 2 of the shards instead of just 1, and it being 50 stamina instead of 10. All of these things up here up top are these are game changers with everything that's changed recently, especially this one right here. It's going to be the stamina here. You cannot buy stamina unless it's out of the Alliance store and the Honor store. And nobody's buying stamina out of the Honor store. At least I hope not, because that's not worth your while. But then the other thing, right? Like we just talked about how hard it is to get stamina, and something that I've said probably 7 or 8 times in this video is going to be resources. It's so hard to get resources now, right? And being able to have a UR resource chest chance out of 1 chest, and let's say you get her all the way up to 5 stars, and now you have 30 chests a day. Let's say you just get 3 a day. That's 3 resource chests a day, right? And the weekly pass will give you 3 resource chests of that type for $20 or for $5. So that's $5 value a day, and not including anything else that you're getting out of the other 26 chests or 27 chests. And then also here, deco. We talked about this, literally number 10 here was deco. Being able to get any sort of deco is fantastic value. And now you merge 3 of those things and that we talked about: resources, stamina, and decoration, and you have the ability to get all of those every single day with Taylor. It is such a great value. I'm gassing her up, maybe that's what people say. But I think it's not even close, in my opinion. I think the gap between her and everything else is just astronomically huge. Again, I would put the tech center up here, but the lack of resources makes it so hard to say, let's put tech at number 1. But Taylor, there's nothing that you're missing out on her, right? You're guaranteed to get that stuff every day as long as you just log in and do your radars. And you're guaranteed to get some sort of good rewards, because your 3rd worst reward that you can get is 50 stamina, which, you know, is impossible to buy in bulk now. So yes, Taylor is going to be purchase number 1. And if you guys are not surprised by that, go ahead and leave a comment down below. I think a lot of us were expecting that. And also let me know if you were surprised by something. Maybe, just maybe, I was right about something, and maybe I was wrong about something. But before this video ends, I'm going to go ahead and jump up my headquarters to level 15. That way I can do it on camera for everybody to see. And then I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I appreciate you all so much for popping out. Thank you guys. And I hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure that you're leaving a like and commenting down below. And don't forget to subscribe. Jelly out. Peace.